Now, this, of course, is now part 3 of the undercover project, now over a year, well, actually 2 years, I think, in the making, by Project Veritas. And James O'Keefe, who is here to discuss this third release in this line of videos. You know, it's kind of like I feel like I'm watching Netflix, you know, and it's like I get a new edition every other day or every other week.
It's kind of like House of Cards, Sean. And by the way, before we proceed, I just want to say thank you, Sean, because if it wasn't for you, and I'm not just saying this, if it wasn't for you, this true story would not get out. You made the phone call to Scott Fogle at Americans United for Change. You purported that he lost his job. So I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done.
Well, to be honest, you really kind of say that, but you did all the hard work, and I'm just glad to be able to try and get my audience to see exactly how ruthless and unethical and dishonest these people are. I mean, you know, this whole campaign, we've been hearing Donald Trump, violence at Donald Trump campaign events, and you were able to capture on tape a well-funded, orchestrated effort, money coming from Hillary's campaign and the DNC, funneled to these people to go out there and foment a false impression, manipulate the minds of the American people about violence at Trump events. They're orchestrating it all, and how they're also involved in this, you know, up to their eyeballs in a voter fraud effort, and how Hillary Clinton is making decisions in conjunction with these people.
Well, this video really is a nuclear bomb, because this video proves that Hillary was personally involved and ordered the illegal coordination. This is incredible. You heard the video. You heard the sound just a moment ago. This is Bob Creamer, who's now left the DNC, has been forced out. Bob Creamer is no low-level guy. This is the beating heart of the institutional left that has been forced out. He used to go to the White House. He met in the Oval Office 47 times with Obama. He says, quote, "It was Hillary Clinton herself who wanted ducks on the ground. Don't tell anybody." And if you watch this 15-minute video that we just released, you'll see everything. You'll see the communications director for Hillary saying, quote, "Hillary would like to have the following mascot." You'll see Scott Fogle, the Americans United for Change, the nonprofit. You'll see him say, "We had to clear this with the DNC." You will see the whole story about the illegal money that flowed and how it was all Hillary's idea.
Unbelievable. Now, tell us a little bit more about the players, how you got to this point, how Hillary now is implicated in all this. I want to know, what did she know and when did she know it? I want to know, what did she know about the flow of money and when did she know it?
Well, Sean, in this video, you have a couple different players. First of all, you have Bob Creamer. Bob Creamer is the man who is the partner of Democracy Partners. He was a community organizer in Chicago. He's been the big story here. He's been the White House log showing him going to the White House 340 times. He's shown to have been in the Oval Office and maybe meeting with the president over 40 times. Then you have an organization called Americans United for Change. It's a non-for-profit organization headed by this guy named Woodhouse, who's featured in the video.
Brad Woodhouse is his name.
Brad Woodhouse, yes. And then you have Scott Fogle, who's also been fired from Americans United for Change. And what Scott Fogle says, and I'm going to quote this bit here, is he says, "So the operation is to insert the duck and clear it with the Democratic National Committee. We have to clear which message we're going to be targeting at which event." And Scott explains that the idea is to induce violence, to induce a reaction. Then you have Christina Reynolds, who is the communications director for Hillary for America, that's the campaign, saying, "I have good news and bad news. The good news is Hillary would like to have the following mascot." And then you have, and this is a story about the campaign violating campaign coordination law. After Watergate, Congress passed the campaign coordination law, and there are 3 prongs. There's the payment aspect, the conduct aspect, and the content. So what you have here is a dark money conspiracy, a payment by a non-for-profit, a conduct, the campaign being involved in it, the Hillary campaign, and the content, that's election advocacy. And Hillary was responsible for all of it. This is a smoking gun. Some people have actually said this makes Watergate look like petty shoplifting. This is from the White House to conduct these agitprop movements to induce violent reactions, and it's all on video. And it's going to be really remarkable to see what Hillary has said, Sean, because she's been asked twice about it, once in the debate by Donald Trump and also on the airplane, and she has avoided talking about it entirely.
Unbelievable, but nobody in the media, now we know that the media is complicit from the WikiLeaks dump. They're totally complicit without any consequences whatsoever for them in terms of their behavior.
Sean, the media is implicated in this because the whole point of this whole operation here that we've exposed is to get the media to report on the violence. Well, now we've shown in the videos that they're trying to manufacture something in the media. So the media is complicit. And, you know, when I was at the debate and I saw you there on the red carpet when we were standing there, what was remarkable about the media is that nobody wanted to look me in the eye. I was there. Nobody wanted to look me in the eye because
I looked you in the eye. I talked to you.
You did. But most people did not want to look at me because this whole story and my existence, it implicates them. They're caught here, red-handed, working with the DNC, working with all these players. So Hillary's narrative and the mainstream media's narrative is a total and complete lie. And she cannot deny this because all of her people, what are they going to do, fire all these people? This is the heart and soul of the Democratic Party. This is our communications director, Scott Fogle, Bob Kramer, and Brad Woodhouse. This is the institutional heart of what she represents. So it's going to be very fascinating to see what she does. You guys got to keep putting pressure on her.
Well, I'm trying. I'm doing my very best, and I frankly think it is a conspiracy not to put these tapes on. I mean, the idea that the media, what other media outlets have actually played the tapes that we're talking about?
Well, what other media have played the tape? Actually, to be honest with you, this is now broken through, Sean. It's been on the New York Times. George Stephanopoulos, actually, on ABC News, played the video. To his credit, and everyone who's seeing this video just attacks me and calls me a criminal and denies it. Megyn Kelly was, after the debate night, was playing the video to Donna Brazile. Donna Brazile is implicated in this video as well. Donna Brazile was responsible for working on this duck agitprop stuff, and the DNC said they were no longer associated with doing it, but behind the scenes, Donna Brazile and Hillary Clinton were still running the show, breaking campaign coordination laws. So judge the evidence.
Is there going to be any criminal investigation to all of this? For example, they talked about Donald Trump's stolen tax returns everywhere and all of that, but, we got evidence of so many dead people registering to vote.
Well, is there going to be a criminal investigation? There's probably going to be a criminal investigation into me. We live, Sean, as you well aware, we live in a sort of banana republic, especially with the state attorney generals going after people they don't personally like or they don't agree with what they're saying or doing. But the good news is, here's the good news. The good news is I'm seeing social media now, I've said this to you when I saw you there at the debate, is probably more powerful than the mainstream media because there are no words to describe how this story is lighting up the internet. It was the number one most watched video in the world last week. It's trending on Facebook, trending on Twitter, and people are flooding the inboxes of these attorney generals saying, what is wrong with you? Why aren't you prosecuting this? Donald Trump said on Saturday that he wants this prosecuted. He said he was going to launch litigation. Ted Cruz has subpoenas. Jeff Sessions announced a lawsuit. Do I think that people are going to be held to account? I do not. I don't have any faith in the law enforcement agencies of this country anymore. The only faith I have is in the people, putting pressure on the media, putting pressure on institutions to report on this and to cover it. And to that, we're very successful. I think this video today, launched an hour ago, I think this is a game changer. I think Hillary will be forced to address it. She cannot deny it. If they fire anybody else, it's just going to look bad on her.
I'm very interested to see if they do. But I got to be honest. We're 15 days out of the election, and I think their only goal now is to just let this skate. The media is going to help them. The media is going to insist, and the media is going to do what they do all the time. Look, you say, just look at all of the stuff that you've released here. You've got a plot and a scheme to foment violence. You've got a plot and a scheme to increase massive voter fraud to help her in this election. You've got a plot and a scheme now to infiltrate Trump events, and you have a direct statement that implicates Hillary in this. And the fact that she's not, and the fact that she's not even asked, I think tells you everything you need to know.
Sean, I'll tell you, the one thing your audience can do is, I'm telling you right now, this video, our attorneys have said it, other attorneys have said it. This third video that just came out, there is solid evidence of campaign law violations. Serious. This is the Watergate. Congress passed the campaign coordination law. This is a smoking gun. WikiLeaks is just text, and I understand that's important. This is video. People making statements. They're caught on tape. They've resigned. The FEC, the Federal Elections Commission, can and has the power to investigate and press criminal charges. So what we're going to have to do as a country is we're going to have to put pressure on the FEC, put this in front of their faces and say, what are you going to do about this?
All right, let me ask you about this. Yeah. You actually tweeted out, anything happens to me, there's a dead man switch on part 3 that will be released today, at Hillary Clinton and at Donna Brazile implicated. Now, do you really think that your life's in jeopardy over this?
I don't worry. I don't think about this as much as other people do. I've been inundated with like 1 million messages from people, and that's not an exaggeration. 1 million tweets, emails, Facebook, do you fear for your life? So I put out a statement saying, look, if you believe that the government has the power to kill people they don't like their journalism, then I guess I am afraid for my life in that respect. But I don't think about it, but I wanted to let people know that if anything happens to me, if there's some rare case where I disappear or something happens to me, the videos are still going to come out. I wanted people to know that because that was...
How much more is coming, and what else can we expect?
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean. Let's see what Hillary says. She's dodged it twice now. I want to see... I know that, for example, Brett Baer tweeted that he's going to be doing a big special report on this tonight on Fox, and James Rosen is asking the White House question. Let's see what they say, and if they lie and obfuscate and deflect, we're going to put out another piece this week. I don't want to show my cards, but it's going to be either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Wow. And what else do you have? Who else is implicated? And as you had mentioned, Media Matters. When will that come out?
Media Matters is implicated. The David Brock and the president of Media Matters they did meet with our undercover people. Sean, we were invited to the White House. Our undercover reporter was actually invited to the White House, and we have some evidence there. We're talking to our attorneys about it. We didn't break any laws at any point during this investigation, but we want to make sure that when we put this stuff out, we're doing the right thing. So we have another video coming. We have to watch their reaction. We have to account for that. And then we're going to break the next story.
So there's only one more video or multiple more videos?
There's multiple more videos.
How many? Will there be, how many between now and Election Day? Because that's when it matters.
It's hard for me to say because we're combining a lot of material into these videos, but there's going to be at least a couple more.
All right. James O'Keefe, Project Veritas, thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us.